Stand to my course, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And last time, well, we saw the conclusion of the grand battle, the trap laid by Kirita, which frankly beat the ever-living crap out of the company, causing us to lose Kerensky's stick entirely and have to sell both the Screamer and the Charger. The Screamer mainly because it didn't really fit into the company as much as I wanted to make it work. It on its own just was not a sufficient amount of self-reliance in order to be able to do the sort of aggressive scouting role, and the Charger because it got cored out and it was going to take us like 80-something days to repair, and I don't have 80-something days to repair it, so yeah, we had to get rid of that one. The company has been reshuffled a little bit. A couple of mechs that we kind of were somewhat on the chopping block, mainly the Marauder, have been decided that they're actually going to stay around. Some modifications of certain mechs that got half annihilated, and the repair of most of the other mechs is completed at this moment. So we need parts, mostly so we can sell for more stuff, so that we can continue to rebuild the company, and with that in mind, War Machine. We periodically survey empty worlds just to be certain there's no unexpected activity on them. This time we got lucky. A local government surveillance team picked up a pirate signal from the surface of Ballantine, and that corresponded to a very heavy mech running through a test fire sequence. We suspected the enemy is making the mech out for taking the mech out for proving trials, figuring the planet is uninhabited. If we can locate and intercept this mech, we can keep a powerful piece of hardware out of enemy hands. We're taking this for 470 priority salvage because it's War Machine. If it's a guaranteed heavy mech, or at least it should be. 252,000 Seabills at 4-scale difficulty. This may be hubris, but hey, I'm going to see if we can't pull this one off, because I would really like to be able to come back with the entire company back on a good footing. So we have the enemy... not all that far off. Here is the primary mech to be destroyed. There's only one enemy escort over off to its right, and the ambushers in R6. That is not good. At least I think they're directly to our right. So it may actually behoove us to go and try and knock them out first, because, well, it'll be easier to do, I suppose. Although if we come up through here, that puts us... Because if I cut down through here, this will be through the low ground, if I can even get down here. Oh, no, there's the end of the map. Yeah, no, we're funneled into them, unfortunately. We'll head along this way and see if we can't knock them out from above, take a little bit of advantage of the high ground. But the company thus far, we have, of course, Howl back in her Gausswolf. She was not happy to be driving anything other than the Gausswolf as of recent, and this has sort of set back a major redesign of this mech, unfortunately. But I think it ought to be pretty... well, hopefully good, once I finally manage to get everything sorted out. The Gauss Wolf is, as always, 2 Gauss rifles and 6 medium lasers, a fairly potent combination. Finn is driving the Thanatos. The Thanatos has seen a minor alteration. It originally had a Risk heavy silver bullet Gauss rifle in the arm, which was from pretty significant direct fire damage. We have since replaced it with a thumper artillery piece, which can fire in direct and indirect mode. We only have high explosive shells, so it's going to be about 50 damage and then like 20 or something more around the area, so not terrible. Also, we upgraded the medium lasers to medium pulse lasers, but we kept the same MML 35 pack that we've had onto it, so it should hopefully be fairly decent. Also, it carries AMS, which is pretty useful. Paradox is in the Marauder. It is equipped with 2 large, heavy clan lasers for maximum destruction, and then of course a Gauss rifle clan and a tag barrage, because I want to see exactly what this tag barrage does to people, because I've been told it's amazing. Jester is in the Mackie with his 10 tactics and 10 gunnery. The Mackie proved to be incredibly powerful in the last mission, mainly because it sort of came in and cleaned up, still being a 100-ton mech, very well armored. The quad ER large laser combination is pretty gosh darn good, and the sniper, when it manages to hit you, is rather terrifying. We also have high explosive and shaped charge rounds for that direct fire engagement, which can boost the damage up to 112 on a hit. That'll be lovely once we finally manage to get to work. Mockingbird is driving the Rakatar, as has sort of become her primary beast, mainly because, well, she has a 10 gunnery, and that sort of syncs quite well with trying to keep these guns a-running. Rakatar is fairly useful, and I am absolutely astonished that it survived the last mission, considering it suffered like 4 ammunition explosions. So, rather impressed, actually. Coach is driving the Lament, because the Lament is actually a fairly solid fire support mech, although somewhat vulnerable with that Innersphere XL engine on board. So we're going to have to sort of babysit it a little bit, but if it sticks at long range and engages with its PPCs, it should do okay. Death Crusade, of course, in the catapult, which only needed a single day repair. It took surprisingly little damage, mainly because it shut down so early in the fight, and by the time it actually came in, it was mostly in cleanup duty. And Showboat is now driving the Axeman, which, well, has lost a blood sport targeting computer, but has gained a a spiked helmet, which allows it to hit even harder in melee combat. Somebody has pointed out that I do need to swap these out for pirate ER medium lasers so I can get the damage bonus from there, and that is an astute observation, and we shall do that as soon as we can. Alright, so let us prepare to set out in order to engage the enemy. We're going to rush off over here just a little bit, see if we can gain anybody. I am going to set my AMS to overload. Yes, it's a bit of an aggressive thing on a desert planet, but it is kind of something we're just going to have to get used to today. The reason why the catapult shut down so early in the fight was because we had it set to overload mode for so long. It just couldn't handle the heat and ended up turning off. It was pretty rough, actually. However, not the worst thing about it, because it allowed us to basically ignore a huge amount of damage early on. It ended up being just a massive boon to us as we were able to push on forward through most of the enemy force. We only survived with like 3.5 mechs, but still, we did pretty good with it. Actually, no, it was 2.5 mechs because everybody else died. The Ragadar can get in a good position to sort of fire down on the enemy. The enemy will die in relatively quick order. If I can get the Axeman on top of targets, that would be even better. I'd love to get jump jets onto the Axeman, but I don't think that's possible. I think that the tonnage for the jump jets is currently in a mask that I'm going to use, hopefully, at the most opportune moment. Tempted to shell. Don't think I want to just kick out into the middle of random nowhere, although maybe I should. Alright. Bring on Death Crusade. That'll allow Death Crusade to get inside the mineral field. Apparently that is not part of the mineral field, so we'll go right on here. So this will give us hopefully the greatest amount of protection for the most amount of scouting. And hey, we have identified the most amount. We have a Cicada, an Assassin, a Quarantine, which is a Hero Wolverine, a Catapult, and a Clint. Okay, this is not terrible. We can handle all of this, and this is all pirate gear as well. So that Clint may actually be a Clint Eastwood, which we don't want to deal with. The Quarantine is equipped with, I believe, an LB-10 or an AC-10. No, it's one of the LBs. 3 medium lasers, and then like 2 SRM-6s. So it's pretty decent. We actually have this mech in MechWarrior 5, which has proven to be rather useful considering the amount of space. It does have an XL engine, so it's easy pickings once you manage to actually get a line of sight on it. Oh, we can actually see things. So this is not a Clint Eastwood, it only has an AC-5. Pair of Thunderbolt 15s. That's dangerous. The Cicada is a rocket Cicada, so be careful if he gets in too close. The Quarantine, oh, it is an AC-5, okay. And of course the Assassin with an LRM-5. Yeah, that's a terrible Assassin. It's a stock Assassin, which is why it's so terrible. Show me what you got. You have long range, terrain, sprinted, move, no visual, indirect fire +3. I need to get a better pilot in this thing. What is your tactics, actually? Your tactics is 12, which means indirect fire +3, and you have already suffered a -8 for indirect fire. That's pretty impressive, actually. We do want to just shoot at him. I do have standard and normal. We're going to fire everything we got. Right now, the Thunderbolt 15 is probably the most dangerous target in the field. So let's just rain down a little bit on the catapult, get things underway in the right foot. I don't think the Lament is going to be able to see anybody, unfortunately. He is a direct fire support machine, so once we actually manage to get people who can see the targets, that'll be great. Howl is in a similar boat, although... Oh, no, Howl can see a target. And will Howl take the target? Howl will absolutely take the target. Why? Because Howl needs a win, and this will make her feel a little bit better. So we're going to overload it for just a little bit more accuracy, and... missed both times. Howl is clearly very shaken after what happened to her company, and it was pretty bad, to be fair. So I can't blame her too much, but I would prefer it if she actually managed to nail those shots, especially considering she's the one not standing in the cover, which is bad. Quarantine would actually be a fairly decent mech to steal. Oh no, actually no, he'll be a fairly decent mech to annihilate half of, and then push on. Actually, you see the target from here, yes? Oh my, that's good. Yeah, direct fire thumper artillery. If I had shaped charges, I'd use them. Pop. Good hit. And now we'll walk on forward. Welcome to the realm of the artillery carrier, Thanatos. It does slow you down a little bit, but I am looking forward to being able to use it. Darn it, the catapult's on the move. I was so hoping he wouldn't move. Blink, blink, and took him out. That is why we have this AMS entirely. Alright, the Marauder needs a direct line of sight as well, and the Marauder also will be an absolute nightmare if I can get accurate fire onto target. The twin heavy large lasers are just absolute nightmares. They're 80 damage apiece, and then you throw in the 75 damage of a Gauss rifle, and now you're doing like 235 damage, and it's just so good. And then you ramp that damage up by like another 10% with Warlord, and that buffs that up to 250 something damage. That's pretty good for 3 pinpoint locations. Got some incoming cover. Blink, blink. All taken care of. No incoming fire. Hopefully the AMS will be able to handle that. Rakatar, obviously also not going to have a light of sight on anybody. I'd love to, but today is not your day. We're going to have to wait until we actually manage to get you into the front on things, although we have protected ourselves pretty well. I'm a little bit annoyed that Howl is so exposed. This is not good. Oh, we got a javelin. I'm not concerned. It's a javelin. What's it going to do? I mean, theoretically, I suppose the javelin could be equipped with the suspicious cargo. That would make the javelin quite dangerous, and we wouldn't want to face that javelin. Cicada rushing on in as well, not moving as fast as I would have anticipated. Jester, you do see, lovely, you see a catapult. Let's go with a shaped charge. 124 damage. Please hit this target. Fire.
Acknowledged. Target taken critical hit.
That's why we got the shaped charges. It was well worth this slot that we spent to get that. Oh, 125 damage. That is... Ow. She managed to hit me. That's not okay. You're not allowed to do things like that. Just flat out managing to strike my mechs. How dare you, sir. Zelement finally actually does have a target and could actually go against multiple things. Drilling into the side of that is actually incredibly tempting. I also don't want to like risk moving this mech too far aggressively. It does have an inner sphere XL engine. That is a gigantic weakness. I'm going to take a peek. Hi, 40s all around, 60s you don't say. I'm going to sensor lock you. Just make my life just that little bit easier so that hopefully I can nail the target. 40s, 77s. Blink, blink, blink. And there goes an arm, or maybe a torso if I'm lucky. But the arm being gone at all is actually really useful. Hi, Clint, catapult. Catapult is a target, 80% accuracy. That is huge. How is that 80%? I don't know. Oh, you're just outside the rancher. I'll take the 80% risk. So I'll roll that dice. Hit near target. That's beautiful. It's just a thing of beauty. Keep your high ground. As much high ground as you can manage. Alright, Le Catapult is actually heat neutral, which is good because we kind of needed that. If you were to just, take a gander at the catapult, you would reveal that his leg is badly damaged, his center torso is exposed, he's missing an arm, and he's not having a very good day whatsoever. The javelin is also incredibly vulnerable, and apparently we blew out both of his. We critted his center torso to death. I love it. That's a beautiful round. So you're ignorable. I don't have to pay any attention whatsoever to you. In that case, I can just go for the best target, which is the catapult. Although the catapult is also probably the best theft target. I'm gonna lay a sensor lock down and see if I can't improve the odds. Hopefully, of us one beating him out and two managing to nail him with a sniper shell. Enjoy. 40 more missiles coming your way. Not as good as I'd like. Oh, and he's going on his back even. Okay, so we're gonna be able to hopefully just lay in a shell right on top of him. That'll take him out. That is the goal. We are starting to build a little bit of heat, but with 2 Thunderbolts not having to be intercepted this round, that'll probably make things just a little bit easier. The entire point of the catapult's modification that we made, it was like 3 episodes ago, when we ripped down the 2 MML-20s and replaced it with 4 MML-10s, was purely a heat consideration. The MML-20 generates drastically more heat than the MML-10 does, and that's not just like the scaling double heat, it's a significant percentage much higher. So when we moved on to that, it freed up so much heat, and if the AMS is not working overtime, like it's not right now, the AMS is not going crazy today because it doesn't need to, but in that sort of circumstance, you actually have a tremendous amount of, there we go, Javelin's dead. You have a tremendous amount more heat control on your own mechs. You don't generate nearly as much, to the point where I believe he's actually heat neutral, as long as he's not firing the AMS like mad. So that was entirely the goal, and I think we accomplished it. The only problem was that in the last mission, we just ran into so much incoming artillery that it really wasn't sustainable in attempting to stop them. Alright, we got Showboat and Mockingbird. Mockingbird would love to get a target on anybody. I do have a lesser recoil generator in Mockingbird, which is very unfortunate. I would much prefer to be able to bring along the massive death machine with the increased accuracy on the recoil compensator. Unfortunately, that is not to be. Turn of an ER? Turn of 2 ERs? I'd rather be heat neutral. I don't know what I'm going to run into. And hey, we hit him with the snub, so I'm on board with that. The Clint model, of course, done by the lovely Intelligent Shade, who has produced quite a few mechs in this game, including our very own Mackie, which... good job with the Mackie. I love it. I think I've like commented on the astronaut helmet cockpit design so many times, but it really does make the mech for me. All right, Jester.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, no, yes. Sure, 16.5% to hit his head. Why not?
Locking on target.
Boop.
Solid connection on that
I
one.
don't think we hit his head, but we certainly hit him.
I copy.
Maybe I should have tried and removed his arm, but at this point I'm kind of hoping to be able to salvage something. Oh yeah, both side torsos are open. Just a little bit more firepower to blow off both of them. Axeman getting shotted by a lot of rockets, but most of them are missing thanks to our fantastic ECM suite on board. It is a Guardian clan. 80 missiles, that's pretty hilarious actually. Zimarota, can you can see something. That'll be a better shot. High. 50% and a tag barrage. That sounds like a good idea, actually. We can test it out. I'm going to warlord it just for a little bit greater accuracy. 56. And that's the tag barrage. Yes. All the explosions all over the place. So. Ooh, we got somebody incoming. Got a hunchback. Okay, I'm not super worried about the hunchback just yet. Hunchbacks can be incredibly dangerous. There's a hunchback with a hyper laser. You are also a hunchback. Okay, so we got a hunchback crew. That is actually pretty dangerous. If you've got 4 of them all coming together, if they've all got AC-20s, there's a lot of damage incoming really quickly. If they're even better, if they've got ultra autocannons, you're in even more trouble. Blip. Thank you. Oh, that was the catapult standing up.
Commander.
I didn't realize that. I'm going to walk on forward. I'm going to see if I can't go kill, not you, but in fact you. Because, yeah, your center torso is wide open. This is going to generate some heat on me. Kind of sucks. I'd rather not. No, we're just going to flush him with 30 missiles. There we go. Clint taken care of. Don't got to worry about him. One of our risks unjammed, but I assume, yeah, another one. They're cycling through, which is fine. Oh, wow. That looked like it was mortar shells on top of yourself, buddy. Apparently we shot them all down, so I'll take it. Howl, I'd like you to aim down on the enemy and annihilate them. Can you see a catapult? You can. You can actually get a direct line of sight on the catapult. Can you walk? No, you cannot walk to that direct line of sight on the catapult.
Acknowledge.
Let's go take a peek. Hi, buddy. Oh, actually finally getting a little bit of accuracy on that one. The catapult taking some damage.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Oh, and it's another knockdown. His stability must be trash. Or either that or we blow off a leg, which is entirely possible. Finn?
Orders.
Yes, Finn in the Thanatos. Show me the catapult. Go for the leg.
Firing on target. That's a kill.
I hope we got the both leg killed there, because that'd be grand. We're just going to walk into the minefield, into the mineral field where we're nice and protected. It is not a minefield. That is very important to keep note of. Do you actually see the target? Because I'm not sure that you do. Let's see if we can't get the lament to give you a little bit more support on that. Although we are going to be very careful about who we're oh no, you're... This is a ledge. You're not getting down there. I'd love for you to, but that's just not going to happen. Can't get a line of sight from there. I will take that.
All right, let's move.
This is the tag barrage that we dropped down on top of him. We would be cooking quite badly here. Now let's just do a little experiment. All of that. The PPC Tigers are so toastier than the PPC clans. I gotta get my hands on more of them. You are not worth the full flush barrage of all 3 of them. You're a cicada who has, at this point, only a couple of chem lasers, which I don't care about at all. So yeah, there's no way down there. That's all just a ledge. In that case, you're gonna push forward like so.
Pedal to the metal.
One, you might get a line of sight on something. Oh no, the enemy escort is... You guys are the only guys left in the enemy escort. The ambushers are you, and you. I get you. We're going to need to get the catapult up here nice and chill so I can set fire to the quarantine. He's actually probably the only one that I really care about taking intact. Okay. So you're in a position to probably in the next turn sprint down here and axe somebody really hard. Looking forward to it. So we may just end up saving for the enemy escort. But the thing is that the quarantine is going to be worth a lot of cash because he's got an XL engine on board. If we get that, then we have an opportunity to be able to, you know, sell an XL engine. Mockingbird. Oh, you have a line of sight. It's an obstructed line of sight, but it does come out to a line of sight. Let's go take a peek. I have no interest in saving cicadas. Oh, it's so nice when the accuracy is still high. But you'll notice that we're missing about 4% off of this because we no longer have the two recoil compensator pluses. We've only got one now. So we've got an upper recoil over here, and this one is an upper recoil plus. I need to find another one. I actually need to find 3 of them because I have recently sketched out a design for my king crab that I think will work quite nicely. There we go.
Eliminated.
Just rip on into him with as much firepower as you've got. Okay, so the ambushers and the escort are both reduced. Ooh, you had endo steel on board. Interesting. Pirates with endo. Here comes the quarantine. Jammer affected. Firing. Not able to connect with his primary gun. Lasers were a little bit more effective. His missiles, however, fully taken care of. Paradox. Paradox can kill anybody he wants. Cooldown is 4 turns. The barrage tags and all that are looking to be completely overhauled in the future version of RogueTech. They have figured out a way, or K-Mission or somebody on the RogueTech team has figured out a way in order to place a location that will be bombarded later. So what the tags will do is you will mark out a location, or at least this is what it seems so far in the demo videos that I've seen. You mark a position with your tag, and then based on the type of tag, it'll take X number of turns to actually arrive at that location, and it counts down. And when it finally hits that turn, it hits with the entire barrage, which is really cool. So it makes them a little less stupidly powerful, but at the same time, it's still really cool. Much more tabletop, which, you know, is kind of the goal of a significant amount of RogueTech. It's just, how do we make this more tabletop? How do we go full maximum tabletop? Oh, it's a disco back. 79? Yeah, I'll take the chance.
Taking the shot.
Good hit. Okay, lovely. And into, you know, I don't actually want you in there because it actually gives you a reduced amount of accuracy. So it's like -2 to you, but also your enemy gets -4 or plus, depending on how you want to look at the percentages. So it may not be, we may not want to step into that. Okay, inspiration going down. Discrochet in the catapult. I need a direct line of sight onto the quarantine. I also need pretty much all of my SRMs, and I don't have them. Okay, Inferno. AMS is going to go to self-protect only, because I think we're good at this point. We're going to get basically right on top of him, and I'm going to just bombard him with heat.
Piece of cake.
I know. It kind of sucks. But just try and grin and bear it. 120 heat, pretty good. We probably actually would have cooked him entirely had we managed to have the entire barrage. And we will have the entire barrage next time, which will be great. I do not care about... Well, I want to save the quarantine, so I don't care, however, about l'assassin. So, quarantine's an easy shot. Assassin slightly harder, but managed to knock out his right arm and his right torso. That was a really good round of shooting for her, actually. So she normally doesn't quite manage to hit most of everything. Alright, so the quarantine... Did the quarantine fall over? No, it's a different mech behind there. Assassin coming up nice, up close and personal. Managed to shoot me with a couple of missiles. That was... I deliberately did that, that is true. I placed myself in a position where that would be a thing. Where that would probably have to be the outcome. But I knew I was doing it, so it's not the biggest problem. Full PPC just to annihilate you? Yeah, let's do it. Well, you're not quite dead, not gonna lie. But you are very unstable now at the moment. So I might even be able to fire a direct fire thumper at you. I won't, but I could. And that's the point. Paradox. Yeah, let's... I love how heat neutral this thing is. Even in the desert, we're only generating a tiny amount of heat. Please do not clutter my loot table being a completely basic mech. Alright, Rakatar. Maybe wait. Thanatos. 51, 64...
Roger that.
Good hit. And we'll come out of cover as well.
Heading out.
Okay, I want to wait with the Rakatar because I want to sort of wait for them to come over the mountain. So we're going to reserve. And Showboat, can you reach them? Okay, let's find out if Showboat can really reach them, or if she literally can't see them and therefore cannot get free attacks onto them. Okay, so she can't see them, which is why that's limiting her. Right, mask off. Shoot, I've already activated her. Well, that kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. I was hoping to avoid something like that. Here's the plan. You are going to walk, not run. sort of around this corner.
Got it.
And try not to be seen. And then next turn you can spring out from underneath cover and just annihilate somebody. Because I do want to see what you do at full strength.
Ready to get it on.
Chester and the Mackie. 69, 69, 79. I really should stop using these. Right. I've been warned about this, that by attempting direct fire, you will generally launch it at your own feet. Or, you know, into the backs of your friends. So I should keep that in mind, but I did want to try. I should probably start setting shape charges only for, or majoritively? Most of the time for using it with Warlord. Because Warlord with the shape charge gives you a significant increase in firepower. Okay, quite a few shots hitting the catapult. A little bit surprised by that, actually. And he's spreading the love a little bit by firing a medium laser. Please don't move. You're gonna cook yourself to death.
Waiting for orders.
Right, so they still haven't come. Reserve. Bring it. Come forth. I dare you. I double dare you. Oh, you're running like a little coward. They're gonna make me come to them. I want to come to you. That was the whole point of this plan, was to make you come to me. Fires are raging. Right, just bombard him. Yeah, look, see, we are negative heat as long as we're not using our AMS too much. SRMs, switch me to Inferno. Need to pull out more, or put more Inferno on here. Yeah, please barbecue. I don't need this much. Save some ammo. There we go. 104 heat from 20 missiles. Not quite sure how that works, but you know what? I'm gonna take what I can get. Stand still. They're not gonna get to you.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, that was an emergency coolant heat flush. I suppose that makes sense. Hunchback is 85. I'm loving the accuracy. It's because I've got a weapon mount on it. Right. I need to get better thumper ammo. I need to make this thumper ammo just be lovely in all regards. Show me that 85. Yeah, give me the sensor lock on him.
Sensors locked on.
93 is what I'm looking for.
Target acquired. That
Good.
Good.
Hit. I absolutely love this gun. I have slagged off thumpers for so long. I've been like, thumpers are terrible. Why would you ever need this? But you know what? Today, I am just adoring the use of the thumper. I think that is well, it won't become my favorite weapon. The sniper is just cooler. But the ability to mount it onto an arm that also includes a weapon mount is pretty huge. That plus 3 accuracy is just not ignorable. I can actually improve its accuracy too. Reserve a showboat. Bring forth the enemy. Come forward. Yes. Not forward enough.
What's up, Bob?
Paradox, you're a marauder.
What's
Or Howl, how would you like to perform surgery? Sure, let's give it a shot. We'll give it one chance. Didn't work. That's fine.
Roger that.
The reason why we're only gonna basically do this once is because, well, I don't feel like blowing it up. I've already invested pretty heavily in trying to keep this thing alive, so I may as well see it through. The Mackie. 88, 79. Let's warlord it up for maximum accuracy. That's what I want to see. Enjoy the last of my shaped charges.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
It's what I wanted. I need more shaped charges. I need more. Yes, come forth. Come forth, I say. Did you not hear me say come forth? I thought it was pretty clear. Apparently not.
Standing by.
Alright, Mockingbird, do me a favor. Oh, that'll do it. That'll be the direct line of sight that I need. Hi, but no, in fact, you. Yeah. There you go, you're all dead. Showboat.
What can I do for you?
What you can do for me is turn your mask on. Get the line, get the distance and speed that you require. Please tell me. Yes! Fear my... You know what? Berserker. Let's do it. There are 416 damage. Yeah, baby. I think you're about to die. A horrible and painful death. Do I just... I don't know what you have. I should have paid attention. One of them was a disco bag, so I'm gonna kind of hope it was you. Hi. Behold my axeman.
Going toe to toe.
I think I hit the leg. The PPC.
Yeah, critical hit.
That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. So how much is left on this mech? Oh, yeah, it went through the leg, torso, and to the side. This was a sway back, so I'm not all that concerned about it. I don't feel bad for utterly annihilating every single piece of it. Aim for the head. Come on, pilot, get out of your mech. I have just laid down the law of heat. Nope, did not bail. Finn.
Standing by.
I can't fire the Thanatos. Unfortunately, the Thanatos, were it to shoot, would deal splash damage, and I'm not willing to do that right now. So we can actually just run our support mechs on forward. If the Lament can get a line of sight, the Lament can, well, yeah, the Lament can have it. Aim it for that, shut that off. There we go. Easily cored. Probably should have saved it.
Receiving you.
Okay, where is the final mech? Oh, the final mech has moved over here. Okay, we can work with that. Sure. Give me a sprint just to get an idea of what we're dealing with. Nothing on sensors yet. But we do know it's supposed to be a heavy mech.
Good to go.
Axeman. Axeman can run down here.
Got it. Max
Because she's actually going to need to get down to that level. Maybe I should put stealth technology on it, but I think I'm using feral armor anyway. Rakadar also suffering now from a little bit of a jam, but that was entirely, well, we knew it was going to happen. If any luck though, unjammed. Perfect.
What's up, boss?
I don't necessarily want to just start laying down shells, and the reason why I don't want to just lay down shells on targets is because if I do that, and it turns out to be something that I desperately want to save, then I've basically already annihilated half of it. We are going to have the barrage tag ready to go, so that is going to mess with all their heat generation. Enemy phase on 16, so it is our heavy, or whoever this is. And you're attempting to turn on, it's not going to happen, and you know it.
Ready for orders.
Where is he? No, Death Crusade, there it is. Please get out of the mech. Oh my god. No, we're done. No, maybe not. I may come back for that. Once I figure out exactly what it is I'm trying to kill here. Hey, we got you. Ooh, it's a Mjolnir. What is Mjolnir? Was ist Mjolnir? Well, it looks like a grasshopper. So a Gauss rifle, PPC, 2 medium lasers, and a large laser. It's not something I really care to keep. Yeah, I will keep it for the tonnage that it represents, but at the end of the day, I really don't intend to do anything with it. We are going to sort of hang back for a little bit because I still need to, cook out my buddy over there. How's up? Oh, could you sort of walk around a little bit? He doesn't have any indirect fire weaponry anyway, so if he wants to come at us, he's actually got to get up here.
Standing by.
I'd rather not try and play surgery with you.
There.
I need to get one of my mechs with a high tactics pilot to turn around and blow the head off that thing. What you doing, Mjolnir? Okay, not really doing much, but that's okay. X-Man will be able to big axe. Oh yeah. Thank you for the reminder. Mask to off. So that'll help. Just keep the sprint going.
Got it.
It will be important to actually get on close on top of it.
How's it going?
Paradox in your Marauder. Can you actually come back here? And yes, you can. Your tactics 9.
Understood. Moving fast.
Take a peek. 16%. Just do me a favor. Don't core him.
Locked on target.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
Okay, you did exactly what I hoped for.
That's a kill.
Alright, so that actually freed us up quite nicely to go entirely after him. He blew up the head. He did cause an armor penetration, but it doesn't look like it caused any significant damage, so we got lucky with that 16.
Waiting for order.
I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. Okay, sprint, because you are basically the only mech I kind of need for this. I do need to get another mech that is equipped with enough sort of heat control to be able to barbecue people. I should pull out the snub nose and put in like a dragon's breath or something. I wish I could put like flaming fists or fire fists on the X-Men, but the X-Men does not have hand actuators, which is
Ready to rock.
boggles the mind. It's like, really? Don't you have at least one? What I really wanted to do was like put a second hatchet onto it and just go dual wielding like that. Because the dual wielding hatchet thing actually turned the Screamer into a viable melee mech, you know, had it not been just too fast for its own good.
I copy.
It's not quite that bad, but God, the Screamer got always focused down and there was no way to do anything else with it. I liked it a lot, I did, but it had its limitations.
Understood. Moving fast.
I'm not going to bomb you. Melee is 68. That's not bad.
Got something you want done?
Let's bring everybody on forward. Everybody needs to be involved in this little thing. And we're not killing him just yet. If he shouldn't, you know, shows up and starts delivering all kinds of crazy damage, we will reconsider that. But as of right now, I don't intend to just blow him up. I intend to steal him.
Yes, Commander.
Highway robbery is much more profitable for me. So I don't want the quarantine to be the only thing useful on the ground. I'd like to, if I get lucky, it'll bundle this, but I am working for the planetary government. So it's not exactly like Tortuga likes me. Because, you know, planetary government doesn't care about you. They have no love nor hatred for you whatsoever. So it'll probably be just individual parts. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more esoteric than this. Something like crazy, but this'll do. Can't speak negatively of it.
Commander.
Okay. You're a turn or so away from rushing him,
Double time.
which is good. We want to be on. We want to be on target. But I would like to, you know, be in position with the catapults first, because the catapult will be able to just utterly annihilate him.
I copy.
All settled with the Thanatos. Paradox. And Marauder can. I think the Marauder has done well. Better than I kind of figured it would. Part of that is it does have two weapon mounts for those heavy larges, which is kind of its primary armament. The Gauss rifle is very much a backup, although I do think I put a turret on that Gauss rifle, so it should be able to sort of handle all of the engagements. But the weapon mount gives you the natural arm accuracy bonus as well as having an additional +3, so that's a little bit better. Although there is the setback of the -1 accuracy on heavy large lasers anyway, so maybe that'll balance it out and all be about the same. We'll find out soon. Well, actually, no, it can't possibly balance out because the weapon mount is +3, a turret's +2. So when you're dealing with that kind of accuracy, it's really nice, but there are limitations. Oh, you're running away from me. How cute.
Yes, Commander.
You're gonna die. I wonder if you know it, though. It's nice to be able to get a little bit of revenge. Well, we would need to get revenge on Kirito, but to get a little bit of a mission where things kind of seem to be going right. I don't want to guarantee that they're going right because, you know, if I do that, we will all suddenly die. Oh, are you kidding me? I can almost see him. Alright, in that case, run to, say, right here. And you can do whatever you want. You'll be in position for the next round. It'll be great.
Commander.
Thanatos. Yeah, leave it on since we're locking them all there. Let's give him some love. The accuracy is pretty terrible, but we knew it was going to be. Yeah, you can get a direct line of sight.
Affirmative.
Fire! We're not going to. This is much too close. So we're just basically lining up. This will be a cheap repair, which is good. It will also hopefully be some fairly cheap stuff. And good stuff too, because we did utterly annihilate the Javelin. We utterly annihilated the Assassin. We beat the loving crap out of both Hunchbacks too. So there's not a whole heck of a lot of those left, which means we're actually in a pretty good position moving forward. So I'm hoping the loot table will be relatively pruned for only, you know, the good equipment that I want to steal to sell. That's kind of actually the main reason we're here.
I hear ya.
I'm hoping to rob. I'm hoping to rob everything. Okay. Moving into a position to be able to jump next round if you're needed, which we sincerely hope you're not. Because if you're needed, then life is about to get really complicated really fast. Paradox. Marauder just a little bit slower because I did send you back in order to pick off the head of the quarantine. Okay, enemy phase on 16. Let me guess, you're going to step back or you're going to step over here? Stand still. You don't need to move anywhere. Okay, stepping to the side. That's what I was actually afraid of.
I'm under heavy fire.
Well, oh, he hit him CT too.
Commander.
That's pretty impressive. Okay, you don't have a direct line of sight. Lay a sense of line down on the mill there. Let's get this guy cooked. I don't want to deal with his crap anymore. I'm going to get the side angle. I'm going to get the 99 ones that I deserve. So I think this is gonna cook you. 200 heat from top to bottom. That's exactly what we wanted.
Standing by.
Howl, would you like an opportunity? I'm not sure I can give you that opportunity. Sorry. Yeah, you don't get that opportunity. It's too close. Your Gauss rifles would not allow it. Showboat. Showboat's actually in a pretty good position. Showboat can beat the ever-living crap out of him.
Sprinting.
If the cook does not work, Showboat will.
Got something you want done?
Thanatos, you actually have a Tactics 11 pilot, but you don't have any sort of big pinpoint.
Roger.
Coach.
Stabilize.
The Lament is actually kind of perfect for this. Let's go check it out. Only a 10.4, not worth it. Just her. The Mackie actually can perform surgery pretty well. If you know I can get the direct line of sight, which I don't have.
Confirmed.
Because the Mackie has quad ER larges. Oh, I could try and drop it. I'm not gonna do that. I could try and drop a sniper artillery shell on his head, but that would just go over like a lead balloon. Okay, Marauder. That'll be obstructive, but you know what? The accuracy should be fine. Aim for le head. Activate all les weapons.
Lighting them up.
Give it 3 opportunities to work. It's a knockdown at the least, which I suppose helps out a little bit, but maybe not, because I think we go from a 20% to a 16.4 from now on.
Standing by.
Mockingbird could, you know, help, but let's be honest, the risk rack 5s are not there for, you know, pinpoint operational work. They're there to utterly annihilate something. Okay. Coach.
Skipper.
Yeah, you have no target, so pull back.
Roger that, Commander.
You're only at 10%, so I'm not. You don't get to contribute to this game.
Yes, Commander.
How well did we? Yeah, darn near fried it, you guys. Just
Got it.
come on, pilot, get out of the mech. You're all alone. You've been badly damaged. 204 heat, apparently not sufficient to make this man think that, hey, I might be in danger. You don't have precision.
Digging in.
You don't have a limiting switch. Howl suffers from a range problem. Should be 88. Not worth it.
Roger that.
Paradox. Paradox and try it again. Go for the head, 16%.
Have some of this.
Pilot head? Was not a pilot head kill.
Waiting for
Alright, Showboat. Just stand close. Don't shoot.
you, Commander.
For the love of God, don't shoot. Okay, it was just an arm. I mean, that might actually be where he's holding his specialty weapons, but I don't care. I've come here to play surgeon. It's not a sufficient amount of surgeon to play. But what the hell, let's do it.
Firing.
I think I may have blown him up. Yeah.
Destroyed.
He had an XL engine, we blew out his left torso. Well, that was a little less ideal. I think I need at least one mech that has some sort of extra heat control, because that is just not working for me. I think just having the single mech with the heat capabilities, I think I need 2. So hopefully something with a flamer, so that I can utterly light everything on fire. That would probably be ideal. As you can see, our funds are a bit light, because I may have been riding the line a bit. Although, on the bright side, I think, yeah, only the gas wolf and the catapult really took any damage at all, so we should be good on that. Yeah, they didn't bundle crap. We knew they wouldn't. So, it'll probably be better. Medium laser pirates, plus minus 11, no. Need ER pirates, because the ER pirates will give me like a plus 6 damage. Huh, primitive armor. ECM, Endo. XL engine, because it's worth it. We're not going to use it, of course, but we are going to, you know, sell it so that we can make a little bit of extra money. AMS ammo, generic. Listen, kills. No. All of this is junk. Where's the core? T75? It's not a bad core, actually. Take the sell it. No clan gear here. Just some pieces of AMS. Okay, give me the grasshopper parts. It was a hero. Okay. Maybe we'll get lucky. We were not lucky at all. I got the pirate, the PPC, on a primitive cockpit, AC5 ammo. So we did not get lucky on that one at all. We could have, and I was really, really hoping that we would, because I really wanted to be able to, well, sell a whole bunch of stuff to make enough money in order to save the company. We're still sort of riding pretty close on the edge. The next two missions are an escort and a defend a base, unless something new shows up, which I'm desperately hoping it does, because I'm a little bit light on cash, and it's a bit of a problem. Although we can sell this XL engine without a care in the world. I think it'll fetch at least 100,000 seals. I can hope for more. So 49,000 for 3 days, that's great. We actually made money on this mission, which, you know, pretty impressive. Although it was a 4-skull mission, so there is that. As you can see, we're a little bit in the hole. And yeah, in 1 day, a little bit more than 1 day, 2 days, we'll have everybody fixed up. So the champion is still 4 days away and has not been built, which means by tomorrow I need to have one of these mechs worked on. Unfortunately, I need more money for that. Good ore storage. We did pick up a couple of pieces. The Mjolnir parts, that'll be a good 400,000. The assassin part is almost 100,000. And the Hunchback SP is 110. Almost up to 1 million seals, which is good. It's very good. And then, of course, we need to go to the store so I can sell some of this XL engine crap. Inisher XL engines, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. They give you a lot of tonnage, yes, but it's too risky in my book. Faction shop, quick check. Archers, Kintaros. Oh, somebody picked up a Crab 007. Mad Cat 3, which is just an excuse to use your Mad Cat at 55 ton limits. Urban Mech 2CR. Interesting. Yeah, somebody's been having a blast out there. Yeah, let's check the stuff. Gas rifle, some LRAC 5 ammo. I don't use LRACs. I hate them. I think they're dumb. Just make LRACs normal racks. So normal racks at LRAC weight is what we need. Don't need any of this. I really don't. Don't need any of that. Have no desire for that. Oh, the radical heatsink is so tempting, but it's way out of my price range. Battle computer headshot. This allows you to actually make headshots, which is pretty good. So I can't afford it. Not that I really plan to, but yeah, the selling. The selling is why we're here. Bring me heat stuff. It is in heat stuff, yeah. So scroll all. Actually, no. Scroll to the 275. That'll make us an additional 238,000 seals, so we're over 1 million. Show me that image for XL. I have no interest in you. Another 300,000. Puts us at 1.5. That's pretty good. I have too many exchangers, but I'm not going to get rid of them because actually I tend to use the exchanger plus pluses because they're so much better. 20%. 3 tons, which to be fair is heavier. And the clan exchanger is kind of the medium. It's 1 ton for 15, so ton for ton it's probably the best of the bunch. But I do like my exchanger plus pluses a lot because that 20% is huge. But yeah, the thing I had been half considering for the crab, and it's probably not a great design. This was born out of a flight of fancy of the desire in order to, you know, try and get some sort of big autocannon onto the mech, mainly in the arms. And so the thought, of course, came, hey, the risk racks have proven to be stupidly strong. So if we did something like that, and we threw in the 8 tons of ammo it takes to actually run this stuff, because you might be able to get rid of a double ton. I haven't tweaked it fully yet, but that would be your base, and then you would come over here for weapons. SRMs, you back that up with a pair of Risk MML 20s for the maximum missile carnage that you could possibly do. And then you load it up with the Hydra. And actually, let me throw in the engine first, just so I can make sure I'm actually looking at an accurate description of the weight. I think I didn't have... No, I had the endosteel in. Right. Because crit slots became a huge deal. And then it also had a prototype double heat sink kit, as well as an exchanger clan. Because that's all I had to wait for. But Kents, yeah, radical proto. So that I could then pull on, I believe, I was down to just 1. What's the heat on this one? 60. So, do you know, I think I may have gotten rid of all of them, did I? Could have sworn I had at least 1 on board. And then as many tons of, yeah, like 6 or 7 tons of ammunition for that. And this being sort of the basic core. The problem is that I just don't have enough tonnage for both the SRMs and the LRMs. But for the LRMs, of course, I would grab the Hydras and probably a listen kill. And that's about it. Just to give me a little bit of long-range fire support. And then you come over to the SRMs and you back that up with Inferno, 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 and Inferno. You'll notice we're out of critical slots. We have 1.5 tons remaining. So armor would probably be the way to go. And surprisingly, I need upper pluses. Those are of course required in order to make this build work properly. Maybe I didn't have this and it was just an exchange of 20%. That might be the case. Thought I had more heat than the other. Where would it be? Turn over. Yeah, cockpit systems. So we have fire control system autocannon, because these are technically autocannons, so it's +2 accuracy, -1 recoil, which helps. Then we need to find recoil pluses, which will give us +1 accuracy, -1 recoil onto that one. We back that up with a pilot who is really, really good, with another -2 recoil. That'll be a -4 recoil on this one. You'll notice this one is, I thought it was 1 recoil per shot. Yeah, so generates 2 recoil, which is not bad at 6. We back that up, of course, with a rangefinder ++ for the +1 to gunnery. We also have a gunnery support A for another +1 to gunnery, and then we come down to the sensor tracker, because this would be operating generally a pretty longish range, except when it comes with the MML-20s. Not quite sure if this is the mix that I would want to get, and then, of course, we max the armor. So something like that. It's relatively cheap, all things considered. It's only going to cost us 805,000 Seabills to actually get on the field. Would be pretty dangerous, I feel, but I don't know if that's an actual fact. Missing these upper shoulder mounts is actually pretty big, because that is a significant amount of recoil control to have on top of things. So I've got to find them. I must locate them and install them on my Mac. The trouble, of course, is finding them. This, of course, would also take us a month to get the King Grab online. Not sure if I want to do this. The original joke goal that I had for this mech, just strip equip, because we're just going to show the joke. So the joke that I originally wanted to do, actually, was if I can find 3 more clan predator autocannons, I can put all of them on. Like, they're going to weigh 46 tons, but I think I can make it work. 46 tons of weapons, plus another 8 tons at least of ammunition. Actually need 16 tons. But if I throw this thing in with a kit, or another kit, core, 300. See, I don't have the 46, but then of course we come over to our engine, we throw in an XL clan, we throw in clan Pharaoh, clan Endo, and an itsy bitsy gyro, and I've got 64 tons. And I could make quad rack work on this. I just need to find the ammo. Because the 40, 13 times 4, 26, 50, yeah, 52 tons, plus an additional, 12 tons ammo would make it work. 100%. I could rock and roll with that. And it would be rather terrifying actually to look at. I just need to find 3 more clan racks, which is not going to be easy. We only found the one, and I don't even know where we actually managed to find it. Also, it's going to be horrifically expensive just in this. But if we come over, so... I mean, risk racks are closer to what they should be in weight. I believe the risk rack 5, or the rack 5 should be 10 tons. So it should actually be even a ton lighter than this. And it should only be like 3 crit slots. Because that's what the tonnage should be. I won't complain too much about that. I've beaten that horse to death over the past several episodes. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking of that. Other things, of course, we can do is we can try and take advantage of its 8 energy hardpoints. Like, if I go crazy with it, I could probably turn this thing into probably not a PPC mech. You don't really want to do PPCs on a mech like this. Well, you could, but I don't. It would probably be large lasers. Just cram in 8 large lasers. It's 40 tons worth of large laser, or maybe large pulse. Just beam them all to death, but I'm just not certain if that's something I want to do. Yeah, I have 3 of them. Yeah, so these are going to be going onto the Axeman. In fact, did the Axeman get damaged at all? Was it damaged? It was. I'm going to cycle a day just to... A day. Stop. Bang. Because I just want to make sure that I get this Axeman fixed up, because this was a great suggestion that I had these, and I should have equipped them from the get-go. So, pull out you, because they're pirate ER mediums, or because they're just normal ER mediums, which I wanted just in order. I worked hard to actually keep these lasers on, and the reason I did it was because I wanted to give it some sort of long-ish range fire support. But these Trying to go faster. ER medium pirate, ER medium pirate laser, ER medium pirate laser. And you'll notice each and every single one of them gives you 5 additional base melee, which is just golden. Pull that off. Yes. There will be a method to my madness, I swear. Okay. I don't know if this actually works, but I just want to be sure. Right. So heat efficiency and average range go down, but who cares? It's not the point of the mech. The mech is not there in order to be an efficient heat tyrant. But it will now have a significantly increased amount of weapons fire. And of course the snubnose PPC is always quite nice. However, I do think there are other melee weapons, like the boomstick, which actually add melee damage, it's additional 20%, which is pretty big. I just wish I had... I would need to find 5 more tons on this mech design, and it just isn't there. Not as it is right now. The mask, certainly. If I pulled out the mask, the snub-nose PPC, and ripped out 2 of the ER mediums, I could actually put in a boomstick. Wouldn't even need to put ammo on it. I just need to put the boomstick on it for the increased damage. But recoil 6, misfire. Target movement reduced. I'm just checking to see if anything... Yeah. So really it's just a boomstick, which gives you massive amounts of melee damage. 20% is huge. I just wish I could get it on this mech. I only have one of them. I need to make more. Yeah, that'll be 3 more days and 6,300 seeables. So that'll be a significant improvement on this mech. Because that's going to sort of... It's going to continue to get more and more powerful as time goes on. Of course, the X-Man does not like to be modified or messed with. Check the command center just in order to see if anything came up. Yeah, it didn't. So we're looking at either garrison duty or an escort mission, both of which are terrible, or a capture base. And so really they're offering a capture base against, you know, the Federated Sons on Martian territory. I don't know if I want to throw myself into that. That might be too nightmarish a challenge. But they are offering good salvage on it. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. But that's going to do it for today's episode, folks. I have been Turing. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment to make sure, and I will see you all in the next episode.